welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to have a look at the brand new update news for this week on World of Tanks, and what better way to have a look than to check out what Wargaming have provided us and see whether or not it's actually any good. Of course, the first big thing for those of you that are fans of Girls and Panzer, they are coming into the game, one of the IPs that Wargaming have been kind of hyping up, I guess, over the next or last week or so. And so Girls and Panzer, these are essentially an IP that you can pick up. It's similar to what you would see with the June event that we've had recently, with the Warhammer events that we've had in the past, that sort of thing. It's already been in the game before. It's just brought back as part of another kind of rerun of the IP showcase, which features this tank right here. And of course, we've also seen the update including the new Japanese tank destroyers, which are available in the game too. So this is cool. And this is the tier 6 type 5 Kato tank destroyer that you can also get with a new DPM record with a turreted tank destroyer, and gets all of the details in its dedicated article, which we'll be taking a look at as well, so you guys know exactly what this thing is when you are dropping down to the lower tiers as well. So with that being said, there's a couple of extra challenges and stuff like that we can have a look at, but the Girls and Panzer comes with its own operation where you can pick up a variety of different kind of cosmetics featured around Girls and Panzer, as well as being able to pick up the actual medium tank as well. Now these are limited time, they are rare, and so if you want to pick them up, you have until if we have a look, I believe 7th of May if you want to be able to actually pick these things up. So you only got a week if you want to buy it. Of course, I'm not saying that you should buy it or you shouldn't buy it, it's just down to you. If you like this sort of thing and you've been waiting for it, then it is available, and it's only available for a week. So whether it will ever come back to the game, we don't know. I don't think Wargaming know, at least to my knowledge. Whether or not this will be returning ever again, it may not. You know, you kind of just have to decide whether or not you do actually want this thing. Otherwise, you're potentially never going to be able to get it again. But don't get led into the fear of missing out or FOMO that usually happens with this sort of stuff. At the end of the day, it's a tank alongside some commanders and pin-up skins and that sort of stuff, or not even pin-up skins, but actually just a load of emblems that you can pick up, as well as picking up some commanders as well. There's a variety of different bundles, and the top bundle containing absolutely everything, 7,700 gold, about 30 something pounds if you actually want to pick it up, but that is what it is. And hopefully you guys can kind of have a look at these sorts of things. You can pause the video whenever you want, and these are what you can actually pick up. The commanders themselves, this is what you can actually get. And yeah, at the end of the day, if you're interested in this sort of stuff, this anime sort of items, I guess, then you can pick them up. But for me, I'm not going to be getting them. I'm not particularly too fussed, but I'm sure many of you are, and so now is the time to get it if you are interested. But we have, of course, got the Type 5 Kato, the new vehicle that's come in, and this one is a very interesting one because I don't believe it's on any of the World of Tanks versions. It's a console exclusive vehicle, and the Type 5 Kato, it plays against tier 8, so up to tier 8. It is a tier 6 vehicle, so it doesn't get preferential matchmaking. But essentially, it's a vehicle that has 10 degrees of gun depression and 300 alpha damage, 188 penetration. It's got a 45 degree arc. Almost think of this like a Japanese version of an SU-130PM at tier 6. This sort of style of vehicle. It even looks very similar to what you would see with the SU-130PM, the tier 8 Soviet tank destroyer, and this is going to play, I guess, similar sort of playstyle. The armor model of this tank is, as you'd expect, pretty garbage. I mean, this thing is not got any armor really at all, so be aware of that. I will be testing this thing out, so make sure that if you are interested in seeing whether or not it's actually worth picking up, that you have a look at those videos that are going to come this week. Of course, there is a golden ticket that's on the website. Now, this is probably already claimed at this point, but at the end of the day, pretty much they go super quickly, as you might have realized on my video where I showcased off the codes where you could get a free golden ticket or a free silver ticket even. And of course the website event where you can get the Golden Week event. We showed it off plenty of times, so you can have a look at those videos if you're interested in finding out more about that, if you haven't already done anything to do with it. But the Type 5 Kato Ultimate Bundle, 12,100 gold for a tier 6 vehicle. This is ludicrous. 12,100 gold for some equipment, a hero skin, which skins are usually about between 2,000 to 3,000 gold, roughly, on the top of my head. Maybe there's some cheaper, maybe there's some slightly more expensive, but roughly about 2,000 gold to 3,000 gold. So if you took away the rest of it, it's about 9,000 gold, roughly, for the tank and the equipment, etc., and the Commander XP boost, if you don't like the skin. Of course, you can buy it with just the skin and with the 7 days of premium and all the rest of it for 10,100 gold. But the base version, 4,350. Which one would Eclipse recommend as the one to go for? This one right here, 4,350 gold. It is not worth the extra 2.5 times the price, in my opinion, to pick up a skin and some XP boosters, which aren't even the best XP boosters, and the best XP boosters you can get being Type 5 Vehicle XP and times 12 Commander XP boosters, or I believe the ones that you can purchase times 8 Commander XP boosters, so not even the best boosters, but they're there if you wanted some extra bits and bobs to go alongside your vehicle and to grind through the game. But the Type 5 Kato, yeah, 4,350 gold. So not a bad price for the base version. It's the one I will be picking up. I will be picking up this tank as it might be an interesting one to play, but we'll see how it actually plays. 13 power to weight ratio makes it okay. 40 kilometers an hour is decent for a tank that has the highest DPM apparently, with a DPM of 2,000 base, which means when you're using all of the perks and equipment, it's going to go crazy. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very good tank to actually try out and see whether or not it works very well. 0.35 accuracy is good. 2-second aim time is good. Literally everything about it looks good. It's just, is it going to be overpowered? That's my main concern when it comes to this vehicle, is that is it too strong? Or is it in a nice place where the armor and the speed kind of counteract all of the other bits that are good about this tank, including the DPM. 10 degrees of gun depression. Looks like you may be limited on when you can use your gun depression, as this could potentially be a block to that gun depression. Don't know yet, but it might be that you get more gun depression over this side of the vehicle, but you'll have to test that out in the game. If you're finding something weird and you can't depress the gun when you're in the sniper scope, it might be that you're over this area, but yet to play it myself. But when I do, I will do the full review and you'll find that out in that video. So be sure to check out that video when it does come live. So of course that's not the only thing for this week. We have of course got the Japanese tank destroyers. They are in the game now, so you can pick them up between tiers 3 and tiers 10. So it's an entire tech tree. It's very rare that we get an entire tech tree from start at tier 3 to the end at tier 10, which is brilliant. I'm looking forward to testing these vehicles out as we go through, and it should be a ton of fun to actually try out the Ho-Ri 3 as the tier 10. But yeah, they do have multiple weapon systems, so they have an extra little turret as well, as you see with the Type 5 and that sort of vehicles. They have that little extra droid that can fire. These vehicles are going to have a similar sort of one at tiers 8 and 9. And so yeah, pretty decent and interesting for sure, as all of these Japanese TDs are. So I'd highly recommend going and trying them out, and we'll do videos on them and potentially a stream on Friday this week where we look at particularly the entire tech tree line. I will grind through every single one as far as we can get and see how far we do get, and if you're interested in joining me on that, then yeah, I'd be greatly appreciated to see you in the streams on Friday at about 4 PM in GMT, or I believe that's like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then even further back if you're back behind there, and we'll stream for a few hours. The challenges and events section, we've got Cinco de Mayo. So this is essentially the event where you can pick up a variety of different extra bits and bobs. They're rewards. They're mainly just emblems, which are the sugar skulls and a voucher for the flag of Mexico alongside 50,000 silver. They are primarily XP earn operations, and they add in a couple of other things like detecting 15 or more vehicles. Don't go YOLOing to get this. You'll do it over a number of battles. It really is one of those that will be in the game for a week, and over that time you'll more than likely do all of these challenges just by playing. So you don't really have to alter how you play to complete it. Then we've got the Honouring Heroes challenge, which will pick up the John Garvey 3D Hero Commander, and you have to place in the top 5 XP earners on your team in 30 battles. You've got a week to be able to do it, so make sure that you do pick this one up, as you'll get the Hero Commander John Garvey, which is cool. And then we've got the special sale. So this is the new tank of the month for, I guess, April to June. So it's no longer just a tank of the month, but a tank of the month that spans across 3 months, but only by a couple of days. Either way, we've got the Banana Buster. This is a mercenary vehicle from back in the day. It's a fairly rare vehicle. It's not often showcased in the game, but it's $9.99 to pick up with 850 gold in addition to the tank and some premium time and silver boosters. Not a bad price for a premium tank, and probably a decent one to try out and give a go. It's kind of like a Churchill with a bit of a weird spaced armored turret with a Centurion style vehicle turret. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting one. Is it worth $10? I guess depending on your financial situation. If you're willing to spend $10 on a vehicle in this game, then it's not a bad one. Is it great? No. Is it going to be overpowered? No. But is it going to be fun? Potentially. And that's kind of where you have to weigh it up in your own eyes. And of course, if you don't have the money to spend, definitely do not buy this tank. That is my advice. But of course, do whatever you want to do with your own money. Weekly sales, you have of course got a variety of different sales that come in the form of boosters. So you can pick up a ton of boosters that are times 3 free XP, 1.5 times silver, 3 times commander XP boosters, blah blah blah, all for 640 gold. Usually I would say that some boosters are worth it, but this one, because you're getting a load of them, they're probably not that worth it. I would rather pick a specific type of boosters and get multiple of them and save on potentially way more than 57%, as Wargaming typically can do up to 70% off of some of their booster deals when they do big bundles. Then we've got the wallet savers, so these are at 30% discount until I say that they aren't. Then we've got the STA2 medium tank, so 5.4 thousand for that. It's a decent one. Chinu Kai, 30% off, obviously. This is okay, it's tier 5, nothing really special, I wouldn't purchase it. Then we've got the FE 4201 T95E1 for 30% off, and that's the Western Alliance version, not the tier 10 in the World War II mode. And then we've got the T55A, which is also a Cold War vehicle for 6,500. Both of these potentially worth it if you're after just a silver earner. Are they amazing? Are they going to break the game? No. Are they going to be fun? Yeah. So, you know, if you want a silver earner, potentially these two are decent. The STA2 is a good tank, but often this one will go on sale for increased than 30% discounts. And also, it's also available as part of a lot of the operations Wargaming do, in addition to being a black vehicle that maybe you can pick up for free in November when they do the November earn operation for a black edition vehicle, which is basically this tank but skinned black and with different bonuses. So yeah, just make of that what you will. Super savings, we've got the KV-85, the Leopard 2AV, and the ISU 152K tank destroyer. The KV-85 is just the skin, and the Leopard 2AV is just the skin. So nothing special there. But if you are interested in the skins, pretty cool that you can get these, and I may even pick up the KV-85 skin just because I am a skin addict. Yeah, a bit of a weird comment that, but I like the vehicle skins within this game. Either way, yeah, you can pick up all of that. ISU 152K, nothing particularly that special about this vehicle, and it isn't very fun to play. I really didn't enjoy playing the ISU, but I'm sure some of you who enjoy the Soviet kind of more derpy high alpha damage guns, then maybe it's worth it for you. But even though I really love the Object 268, the ISU 152K just doesn't seem to quite fit in with what I like as far as guns go. It does get the BL10 gun, which is the infamous gun from back in the day with crazy penetration values for a tier 8. So yeah, there is significant drawbacks to the tank, but overall it is okay. So with that, you've then got a load of reminders for the contracts and stuff, so make sure you're checking out the contracts in the Seasons Challenges tab and then go to the contracts to see what's available. And then of course, yeah, hopefully that covered everything that you need to know for this week. Pretty quick rundown, I guess, of what we've had, some of the changes, and of course if you want a bit more of a deep dive into the armor and stuff like that of the Japanese tank destroyers and what they all are, including the statistics, before we do the full review of each of the vehicles, then make sure to check out the video on screen right now, and I hope you'll join me in the next one coming soon tomorrow. Goodbye.